Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here, back on Mars, back in Gale Crater. And we're going right back to Sol 844. This is an old image from 2 or 3 years ago now. And caught my attention very recently again. I'd already been through all these images a long time ago. But I've been going back through a lot of this stuff recently. And there's a lot of stuff we missed the first time round. So it's always worth going back through them. Okay. I'll show you this on the Gigapad first and where to look. So you just type in MSL 844 and you get a choice of Gigapads to look at. This one's by Zelenaya Kot, or however you say that. I do apologise for my pronunciation. Okay, so credit to that person for this one. And the area we're looking at is along this ridge line here. Now there's some interesting, lots and lots of interesting fragments in the foreground, but we're looking at the ridge line, and particularly this bit here, okay, which is near the middle. And this dude, what looks to me like a carved statue head, with a nose and an eye and a mouth here. Now, I appreciate it looks rough and a bit blurred, and the image quality isn't great, so I've obviously done some enhancements. Here's the raw image from the JPL site as it comes, just here. And as you can see, this thing's quite large, so it shows up fairly well, but it's a bit out of focus and the image is quite poor quality, okay? And the only thing you can really do about that is to try and enhance the image without making it worse than it already is. Now, here's the raw clip. And as you can see, when you zoom in like this, it looks pretty terrible. Very, very grungy and mucky. Lots of foggy, sort of horrible compression lines in here. And the only way to get rid of that really is to Gaussian blur it by a radius of about 0.1 or 0.1.4 or something like that. And that will clean it up and also color correct it, which is what I've done here. Okay. I've added quite a lot of contrast to it to bring out some of these darker bits. Okay. And let's go through these actually. I've tried different techniques to bring the image forward a bit so you can see it better, okay? Obviously, some look better than others. Here's a closer clip. It doesn't look great when you get too close. And you have what looks like an eye here, what looks like some kind of carved hair, some kind of weird thing sitting on top. That may be behind this object. There does seem to have been some data removed from this area, like here. Totally blurred out, and over here, so there may have been something interesting behind it as well that is no longer there. It looks like it's been kind of messed with, but that may just be due to the fact that the image is very over compressed and downgraded, and we've lost information. When you over compress an image, what it tends to do, it tends to get rid of information that is deemed unnecessary or too dark. So a lot of the shadows would become very grungy and information would be removed from the darker areas of the image or the very bright areas. So that's how it works. So there we have it. I'm not going to go too long on this because it's a very simple thing on the ridgeline. Is it possible that there is a temple in this area or some kind of religious building, or there was some kind of religious building under all this rubble? And what we're seeing are gargoyles or some kind of statues that were surrounding it. Some of these mounds may be burial mounds. I have found what look like actual skulls and actual heads, not carved like this one. This one looks carved, but you've got some very straight lines in here. It doesn't look like a natural thing. This is carved, whatever it is, and it may just be a pile of random rocks, but it looks manufactured. And you have what looks like an eye, which is pretty clear. Carved hair, a very odd nose with a very straight part to it. That may be broken. That may have broken off. It may have been very different. But it all looks rather strange, and normally I would write this off as pareidolia, but having found so many carved statue heads, as you can see in my playlists, I've found dozens now, dozens and dozens of them. Having found so many, I've been going back through all the images, earlier images from the Rover, and seeing if I missed any, and I'm sure there's a lot more I missed. This is probably one of many more that I will find, and hopefully some of you guys out there will find soon as well, by searching these images. Okay, so there we have it. Here's a close-up. Here's a bit brighter there. That's done in a kind of age newspaper. That's now darker. You can see this eye. I mean, that caught my attention straight away, and this thing sticking out. Now, so whatever this is, for a rock to stick out like that, if it's a natural rock, it's very, very unusual. And for there to be such a straight part to it here. And this kind of looks like carved hair, and a possible ear sort of half buried here. You can see a sort of structure sticking up here. That may show better in the previous one, just there. Don't know if you can make that out, but there we go. It may well just be some random rocks, but as I always say with these things, because we found so many other things in this area near here, it makes it more likely that it is actually a statue and not just a random pile of rocks that happen to look like one. Okay. Is it a gargoyle? Was there a temple here? I think there may well have been. And if you look at some of my other videos, and a lot of videos that other channels have done as well, a lot of them agree with me. Okay. So who knows for sure. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you soon.